Hey there, this is Haley from The Foiled Plan, and today I am doing an unboxing video because yesterday I went out and I bought a Cricut. Now, normally when I get a new toy or something like that, I'm like over the top excited about it and I have to like open it in the car before I even get home. But this purchase was a little different. I was really excited about it, but I'm also really nervous about it. That's the reason I haven't opened it yet. I literally have not touched the box or anything inside since I brought it home yesterday. And I think the reason it's so scary for me is because it was really expensive and that was a pretty big investment for me. So I am just hoping that people like the things that I create with it and that I will actually be able to generate some income from it. But there's always that scary thought of, am I gonna fail at this, or is my stuff not gonna turn out how I want it to? So that's kind of why I've been holding off on doing anything with it until right now. But I'm going to unbox it on camera. So I got the Cricut Explore Air 2, and I got it in the color Coral. And I was surprised. It's a lot heavier, or the box was anyways, than I thought it was going to be. Sorry the lighting in here is not the greatest. I have like fluorescent lighting overhead, and if I have that on when I do a video, I get these like rolling lines. So I have to turn everything off and only put on like my pot lights. Okay. Alright, so it looks like I've got a light grip cutting mat, the manual, which I'll be honest, I probably won't look at. I think this is going to require standing up. Oh my goodness. Before I take the packaging off, let's see, it looks like it does come with one marker. I think it's black. And then we have the power cord, and looks like there is a USB cord, so if you want to plug in directly you can. Just gonna get this box out of the way. Alright. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. I love this color so much. I don't know why, but I didn't think it was gonna look like this. Like, I know what coral is, but this is so much prettier than I thought it was going to be. Normally I'm one of those people that like keeps this kind of stuff attached to things for as long as possible because I don't want to ruin anything, and then it looks gross because it gets like air bubbles and dirt underneath it. But this time I'm taking it off. This feels like Christmas to me. A scary Christmas. And I also usually keep the box for things for like way too long. Okay, how does this work? Do I just pull? Oh my gosh. Maybe hit the button that says open. It's so pretty. I was about to say I need hobbies because this is exciting me too much, but this is my hobby, so. It looks like this is like where you store like the extra tools and stuff. Like the marker. Excuse my horrible nail paint. What the heck is that? I might have to read the manual. So I'm gonna take the cords out of the box, or out of the bag, sorry. And it looks like it does have like the Velcro to keep things neat and tidy, so that's nice. Okay. Now I think I have to download the program to be able to use this. So I will do that off camera, but before I do that, I'll show you some of the other things that I bought while I was at Michael's. So I did get the basic tool set for Cricut. So we have the scissors, the tweezers, the spatula, the weeder, and the scraper. I also got some transfer tape as well. I got white and black, and I got them in the Cricut Premium Outdoor Glossy vinyl because I've read online that that is the best for doing it on like mugs and stuff if you want to try and do it in the dishwasher. But I've also heard conflicting things saying you can't do anything in the dishwasher and that you have to seal it with something else. So we will see what happens because I want it to be able to be dishwasher safe. So I'm just gonna set this aside and then I will download the Cricut software onto my computer and I will be back. For some reason, I was under the impression that Cricut had a software that you would download directly to your computer, but it's actually just a website, so you can only use it if you're on Wi-Fi. So I went in, created a new account, and then I clicked on New Project. Now, in the future, I will be only using custom designs that I've created on my iPad and imported. But for this one, since it's my first time trying it, I just clicked on text and used one of their basic texts. I resized after I typed in my cute little saying that I think is a little bit funny. Then I hit the button that says make it, put my vinyl on the cutting mat, and hit continue. Now, I had the dial set between vinyl and iron-on transfer, but I didn't realize you actually need to have it set on the custom setting, and that will allow you to select premium outdoor vinyl, which I later found out was super important because that's what tells the Cricut the depth the blade should be cutting at, which makes your weeding process so much easier. So, I have finished creating my design, and now I'm going to make it, hopefully. So I just took a look at the screen in the Cricut Design Space program to get a better idea of the size of vinyl that I would need to cut. Whatever you see on the screen for where your decal is on the cutting mat is exactly where it's going to cut when you put it into the machine. Then all I did was slide the piece of vinyl into my Fiskars Cutter and I cut the size that I needed. It's a good idea to cut a piece of vinyl that's larger than what your actual design is, just in case you don't happen to have it perfectly lined up on your mat. Then you're not wasting a large piece of vinyl. Then I placed that piece with the paper side down on the light grip cutting mat and followed the next set of instructions. Load mat and press button. Here goes nothing, folks. Now this is the cutting process sped up. I thought it was kind of neat to see. And the Cricut Explore Air is supposedly 2 times faster than the Cricut Explore, and that's supposed to be the only difference between the two. Let's just say I'm so glad I got the one that I did because I was really impatient and there's no way I could have waited any longer. Oh my goodness, it's done. So now it's time for the weeding process. Such a pain because my digital camera only records 10 minutes at a time and then it stops. So it's just a pain. I constantly have to be conscious of how much time I've spent recording. I don't really know if my technique is the greatest for this. It's my first time doing it, but I just sort of watched people online do it, which is how I've learned to do the majority of the craft things that I do. It really didn't take long for me to catch on to the weeding process, and I used a large font, so it was fairly easy. Now I am going to use the transfer tape made by Cricut. I really like that the Cricut transfer tape has these grid lines. It makes it super easy to cut out the size piece that you need and not waste any. Oh my gosh, everything sticks! Do I look like an amateur? Because I am. This would have been so much easier had I laid it flat and cut it with a paper cutter. The next thing I did was remove the backing from the transfer tape and lay it down on top of the vinyl design that I had cut.
Now the burnishing process happens, and it actually took a lot longer than I thought it would. Something that I found helpful was to actually flip everything over so the transfer tape was touching the table and the paper backing was what I was burnishing on top of with the scraper. Then I peeled off the transfer tape with the vinyl intact.
I just stopped at the dollar store and picked up like a couple things to try and practice this on. So I did get this stainless steel water bottle. It's 25 ounce. It was $4. And so I am going to try and put a design on this. And since I only got white and black, I think for this one I'm gonna do white vinyl and we'll see how it goes. And I hope it turns out okay because I'm going to give it to my bestie. If I can get into it. My goodness, why does everything have to be so difficult? Ah. Gosh, there we go. Jeez. That was painful. Okay, now everything that I read online said that it's a good idea to give your surface a wipe down with alcohol. I could have just used vodka, but I thought I'd be a little bit more professional. So also at the dollar store, I got this Medicare dispensing pump. I thought that would be easier than me spraying it everywhere, and I knew that I would make a massive mess if I got something else. So I'll try this. I'm just gonna grab some paper towel here and pump it a couple times and wipe down the whole thing. Hopefully it doesn't take this nice blue color off. I guess we'll find out. I'll close this off because I feel like I'm gonna have a headache.
Now I did find it quite tricky to line up the vinyl on the bottle, so I think next time what I would do is place the bottle either on my lap or in a bunch of paper so it wouldn't be tempted to roll. Then I started the burnishing process, which took quite a while, and began to slowly peel back the transfer tape. I did notice a few air bubbles, but I think it was just my technique, and I found that if you use the scraper to just sort of buff things out, it wasn't too bad after. I will say though, you have to know that there is 2 different sides to the scraper. I found that out the hard way and ended up putting scratches in my vinyl.
I'm sure over time I will get better. Not bad for my first one. I think it's cute. Alright, so I've got my first ever Cricut vinyl print done, and I am surprised at how easy it was to get going. There was a couple times where I kind of questioned what to do, but I seemed to figure it out pretty quickly. But I think this went really well, and I am excited to do more with it. If you guys want to check out my other socials, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Etsy, and YouTube. My handle is @thefoiledplan. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers and happy crafting.